What's up, YouTube? Reno here. Just wanted to come on here and make a quick video. Didn't really have a reason. Didn't get a new pipe or tobacco or anything. Just had the day off. Kind of felt like shooting a quick video for you guys. That's what y'all been up to. I've just been working. Trying to enjoy life when I'm not working. Been thinking about YouTube and making videos more, and I don't make them very often. I think the reason for that is since I started this channel as like a pipe smoking channel, more or less, sharing pipes I get and tobacco and kind of going communicating with that community. So unless I feel like I have something pipe related to talk about, I don't feel like I can really make a video, and I don't like that, because the way I kind of look at these videos now is they're more like a vlog, it's kind of like a video journal that I can look back on and kind of look at that time in my life, what I was doing, what I was thinking, how I looked. I mean, you can see obviously pictures from years ago, but a video kind of tells a different story. So it's more personal, I think. So I think going forward, as far as me posting videos on here, it's not going to necessarily be pipe related. I mean, there might be sometimes if I get a new pipe or some tobacco I feel like talking about it or sharing it, then yeah, I'll do that. But if I just kind of want to get on here and shoot the shit, I don't feel like smoking a pipe, or if I want to talk about video games or just life in general, like I want to feel like I can do that and not just be restricted to talking about pipe stuff. And of course that's a restriction I put on myself, so I shouldn't feel like that because it's self-imposed. So that's why I'm kind of gonna change it. So whoever's watching this, if you feel like continuing to watch these videos, then cool. Happy to have you. Leave comments if you feel like leaving comments or whatever. But honestly, even if nobody watches, I think I'm still gonna make them just to have, like I said, like a journal through the years of what's going on in my life. I think that's important for me. And also, if I have a kid or something one day and they want to see, if they feel like going back and looking at what I was like in my late 20s, 30s, 40s, something they could do. I think if my mom or dad had videos online, I think I would be interested in seeing what they were and what they were talking about and what they were like back then. So yeah, so what's going on? So we remodeled our backyard recently. Well, semi-recently. I think it's been probably a few months now. I'll show it to you. So basically we had this hill back here, and it was all just weeds and shit. And so we took out the weeds, we put up this retaining wall, we put in a couple more fruit trees. That pomegranate tree was already there, but we put in an orange tree over there, a lime tree. There's a fig tree over there that was there already too. And we're actually going to replace this fence up here at the end of the month because it's shitty and it's falling down and needs to be replaced. And that's Gandalf over there. Gandalf, what are you doing? Digging? Don't be digging. So that is that. I've been trying to lose some weight. I've actually been doing good. My wife and I started trying to eat healthier and work out more, booze it up less, just kind of the stuff you're supposed to do that we were kind of taken advantage of for a while. We were eating pretty unhealthy most of the time and drinking way too much and too often. And I've been working out. I took a break probably 2014, 2013. I stopped for like a year or two. And I've been, ever since we kind of moved out on our own, probably like a year after we moved out, I got back into going to the gym. And I've been doing that ever since I was, 18, 19. Not that you can tell, I'm not like swole or anything, but it's just kind of something I've been doing. I mean, I think the issue is like I never really went like full force into it. Like I've always kind of like, not always, but for the most part, I always kind of like just half-ass it at the gym. Like I'm not the kind of guy who like, drinks protein every day and works out for 2 hours and, is constantly keeping track of like how much reps he's doing and what types of workouts, which is something I probably should do more. I mean, not the protein, I don't think that matters. I think as long as you're eating a good diet, you should be fine. I don't think you need to take supplements unless you're trying to get like yoked, which I'm not. But definitely being a little more strict and disciplined when I go to the gym, I think that's something I want to work towards. Setting goals, I think that's important. Saying, hey, I'm going to work out today, I'm going to do this and this, and I'm going to do this amount of reps and this amount of, times, and sticking to it. Because I think a lot of times when I go to the gym, I'll think beforehand, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then I get there halfway through my workout, I'm like, I'm tired, I'm bored, I'm going to go home. So I think I need to be a little more disciplined in that area if I really want to get better results. So it's something I'm going to work on. And I think just eating healthier, has helped me to lose weight. I weighed myself yesterday, and since we started eating better and exercising more, I've lost about 20 pounds. So it's pretty crazy. Like I definitely feel better, and I feel a little bit thinner. Like, my work pants fit better because they're like Dickies, so they don't have any give. So when I'm, feeling fat and bloated, like you can tell, you put on your work pants and you got to suck it in pretty good before you can buckle them. But now they go on like butter, man. It's like, I mean, I'm basically back to the weight I was at probably when I first met my wife. So maybe 2005, 2006. I think that's what I weighed back then. I actually might have weighed less then. I don't really remember, but I know I was thinner than I was, 3 months ago for sure. So it's encouraging, man. When you actually see results, it makes you want to try even harder. And my goal when I started, I was like, I'd like to be about 195. I'm about 190 now, so I passed my goal. But now I'm like, well, I can still see some areas that need work, and definitely like I still got some chub in places. So now I'm thinking like maybe 180 would be the right weight for me, or I kind of want to get there and see. And then if I feel like, oh no, I'm too skinny now, then I can always gain it back, but the right way, pack on muscle rather than fat. So I think that's the next goal, is 180. And then probably, I think for my height, that would probably be the skinniest I would want to be. Unless I was like super lean and muscular, then maybe 175, but I mean, it's hard to say until you actually see it on you, So, and I could tell my wife's lost some weight too, even though she's always like, I don't feel any skinnier, but I mean, I can see it on her. Definitely, she's lost some weight. So, it's good, man. It's good to feel good about yourself, because for a long time, like, probably since like 2012-ish, like I just haven't felt like great. Like you look in the mirror and you're just like, you're not like disgusted with yourself, but you're just like, eh. Like I was never like proud of how I looked. Like if we go to a pool party or a beach, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, take off my shirt and show off. Not that I'm that way now, but I would definitely feel more confident now than I, did 3 or 4 months ago. So that's nice. And then been playing video games. I started playing Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 when it came out. Probably about a little over halfway through it. It's a great game, but on Steam, I had joined this early access for a game called Crosscode, which is basically like it's an action RPG in the style of like old Super Nintendo RPGs, so 16-bit. You think like Secret of Mana, Legends of Zelda, stuff like that. But it's way more advanced, so it's like it have like bigger skill trees. It's more like fast paced. It's basically like if that type of game was made today, this is how it would be. So with all the modern advances we have, it just looks like an older game, but not in a bad way. Like I love that style, that 8-bit, 16-bit style. More 16-bit than 8-bit. I mean, there are some 8-bit games that I love, but I think 16-bit is kind of where it hit its stride and where the art and the pixel art started to look good. And then 32-bit, I think, kind of perfected it, where like it had, like games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Xenogears, Grandia. That's when it started to look. Oh, Legend of Mana for sure. That game is just gorgeous. It's like reading like a beautiful book. Anyway, I got off on a tangent. So that game Crosscode, done in that style. So they've like officially released it last month, and so I kind of wanted to try it out because it'd been a while since I played it. Probably, over a year since I had gotten on and really messed around with it. So I started a new game and from the beginning now that it's officially done. And it's awesome, man. Like, I think I'm about 20 hours in. Really enjoying it. I'm going to play some more here in a little bit. But it kind of derailed my Spider-Man playthrough because now all I want to play is Crosscode. So I'll probably finish Crosscode first, then go back to Spider-Man. And then by that time, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be out. But I still want to play Dragon Quest 11, which I have. So I'm going to have to pick one because I can't be playing multiple games at once because it's just too time consuming. So I'll probably do that, pick one of those, stick with it, and then play the other one. And then hopefully finish those up by the end of the year. I don't think there's any other games I really want to like play beat that are coming out by the end of the year. There's definitely some next year. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate comes out in December, but that's not a game like I'm gonna sit down and play like start to finish. It's more like a game you play, unlock some characters, play with your friends, and it's not an RPG, so it's different. And I need to get back into Monster Hunter World and finish that up. I'm maybe like an hour in, so I barely started it. So maybe I'll start that up by the end of the year and try to finish it. Maybe do that in January, and then by the end of January, Kingdom Hearts 3 will be out, Resident Evil 2 Remake will be out, and then Tales of Valeria Definitive Edition also comes out in January. So they're ones I'm really looking forward to, at least at the beginning of the year. Not sure about the rest of the year, what's coming out yet. They haven't really talked too much about it. Probably Death Stranding will probably come out next year. Last of Us 2, I would say probably like fall next year. They'll release that. Summer at the earliest. So definitely gonna play those when they come out. When I picked up an Xbox One X about a month or two ago, I really like what they're doing with the backwards compatibility. Like, you can play not any original Xbox game or Xbox 360 game, but they're backwards compatible with all the ones you'd want to play, basically, like all the good ones. And there's a lot on there that I never played. 360 especially, because I didn't have a 360. So unless it was like a multi-platform with PS3, like I wouldn't have played it. Tales of Valeria is one of them, but they're re-releasing that. So there's some Xbox exclusives that I wanted to get. Ori, The Blind Forest, that was one. Pick that up. I played it a little bit. It's good, but I just haven't really gotten into it too much. Cuphead's another one. I downloaded that. I haven't played it yet though. And there was one called Graveyard Keeper. It was kind of like Stardew Valley-ish, a little darker. I played that a bit, probably like 5 hours. It's good, but it's more, it's a little more not confusing, but more in depth. So there's more stuff you have to learn about it. Whereas Stardew Valley, you kind of just go at your own pace and learn as you go. This one, it's like you kind of have to figure out how to do things to progress at all, which isn't bad. I mean, you should look it up on the internet, you'll figure it out, or in game you can figure it out too. But it takes a little more thought. So I'll go back to that eventually, but I haven't played it more yet. And then there was a bunch of like original Xbox games I picked up, like Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, which were freaking dope. I played those already back in the day, but I mean, I wanted to own them. Panzer Dragoon Orta, which I never played, which I have the first and second one on Sega Saturn, but I never played Orta. What else? There is a game, an RPG that came out for 360 only, called Lost Odyssey, which I picked up. I played the intro to it just to kind of see what it was like, and it was cool, man. I'm looking forward to playing that one. Was that it? I feel like I'm forgetting one. Anyway. And then there's not really a lot of good exclusive Xbox games. I'll probably end up picking up the Halo collection, because I did play the first and second one, and I like those games. I never played the third one. I hear it's excellent, and I haven't played the other ones, like 4 and 5 at all. So I'll probably end up picking that one up. I just picked up the Rare Replay collection, which is cool. I messed with a little bit. I was really stoked they have the Battletoads arcade game on there, which like I had played a little bit at a convention. They had it set up, the board on it, like just a CRT. It was awesome. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I never played Banjo-Kazooie back in the day, or Tatooine. I mean, I had an N64. I didn't know about those games, so I didn't play them. So those are ones I always kind of wanted to play. Conker's Bad Fur Day, it's another one that's on there. There's some old like NES games from Rare, like RC Pro-Am, Slalom. So those are fun to mess around with. And I think that's probably it. Perfect Dark. I mean, I'll probably play it just to see. I think I played it a little bit when I was a kid, but that wasn't when I played a lot. I mostly played GoldenEye. So yeah, so those are all. I have a huge backlog of like PS4 games, especially. I think I have like 40 something. I maybe played like 5 and beat them. I mean, I've played the other ones, but I haven't like actually like played them. It's just like turn them on, play them for like an hour just to kind of mess around and then turn it off. So a huge backlog of PS4 games, huge backlog of Switch games. I almost have as many Switch games as I do PS4 games. And that's not even counting like the Super Nintendo games I still need to play through, which there's probably like 30 there. Sega Saturn, there's a handful that I still want to really get into, like Magic Knight Rayearth. That game was expensive, so I'm definitely going to play it and beat it. Panzer Dragoon, both those games, which I never actually like beat. I've played both of them, but I've never beat them, so I'll probably end up beating those. And then Guardian Heroes, Shining Force 3. Those are the major ones, I think. PS1. I mean, I played more PS1 because that was like my main console for a while. So I played a lot of those games. But there's a lot of them I didn't play that I bought. And some I want to replay, like Xenogears. I wouldn't mind replaying that. Final Fantasy Tactics. Again, I mean, I've played that all the way through probably like 10 times, but I'm going to do it again. There's a grip of PSP games that I haven't played through. DS, 3DS. few Wii U games I want to play. So the list goes on and on. I always want to think like eventually I'll play all of them, get through all of them, but I don't know how feasible that is. Like maybe if I stop buying games now, like I would get through them all eventually. But the problem is like you keep buying them, so stuff that you want to play kind of gets pushed to the back because you got this new game that you're excited you want to play, and then by the time you get around to the game you're going to play, something else comes out. So you kind of have to. I tried doing this before where like I make like a playlist for the year. Like, okay, these are the games I definitely want to play this year and beat. But the problem was, like I said, the new games come out. You want to play those too, so stuff gets shuffled around. So I need to make a small playlist, like a list. Okay, I'm definitely gonna play these at least, but leave room for those new games, so that way I'm not like overwhelmed with stuff to play, or something like that. I don't know. There are some systems I'm done buying for though, like 3DS. I might buy one or two more games for it, but I think for the most part I'm good. PSP, again, maybe one more game on it. Maybe, but that would be it. There's still a handful of DS games I want to get, but not a whole lot. Super Nintendo, there's still a grip, but those take longer and are harder to come by because I collect complete in box. So I try to find, ones in good condition, and ones in good condition cost way more. So it's just it's an expensive one. Saturn, there's probably a handful more I'd want to get, but not a lot. So mostly it's like for all the old consoles other than Super Nintendo, I kind of have almost all the games I want. I have the majority. There's a few like Sega Saturn, like Panzer Dragoon Saga. Like I'll get it eventually, but it's like a $600 game, so that's one I have to like put money aside for. Super Nintendo, like Harvest Moon, that's a $600 game or $500. Earthbound, that's like a $900 game now. I don't know. I feel like I've been rambling forever, so I'm gonna cut the video off here. If you stuck into the end, you must like video games. That's all I've been talking about. So you came to the right place. And just so you know, I'm smoking Boswell's Best out of my Boswell Jumbo Lava that my wife bought for me back before she was my wife, which is still one of my favorite pipes. So you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.